All right, so I'm traveling home right now from workers' meeting. I had to be there for the last couple of days. This is Tuesday. And actually, I'm traveling to go get John, picking him up. April and Julia are out of town. They're at an event called Outdoor School. So we played a game while at workers' meeting. It was like a Family Feud type thing. All the teachers and the pastors from my conference were in this same place. One of the survey questions, they asked 100 people, name one characteristic of a godly wife, something like that. Number one answer was that she respects her husband. The response of the women in the room actually surprised me, and I wonder if I should have been surprised. So basically, I can't wait for April to come home on Wednesday so that I can ask her. I'm going to ask her about this for the first time on the show. I'm not going to ask her beforehand or anything like that. I'm just going to ask her on Just John and April whether or not she thinks I overreacted or whether or not I'm thinking wrong about it or whatever. Anyway, it just was something to me. It was I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't have surprised me, but I talked to one of my friends about it, and he tried to explain to me why he thinks the people responded the way that they did. So we'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see what she thinks. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Anyway, as you can see, I'm in traffic right now. I'm going like, 20 miles an hour right now, but I'm about to slow down. It's gonna be like this for a while. Anyway. Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place for life, love, and laughs. In today's episode, RESPECT, and the word of the day. April Nixon.
Hey.
All right.
I'm afraid.
It's so funny because exactly what you thought was going to happen is happening right now.
What?
There's lipstick on your teeth.
Really? Okay, so I have on this lipstick, right? I do not like lipstick.
Right.
But my friends are trying to get me to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing I don't like. Lipstick gets on your teeth.
Right.
Okay. I just had a friend.
Yeah. Well, that's still kind of there. But anyway.
And that's what I see people doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When they wear lipstick.
Like
they just had some chicken.
Right.
So I was just talking to a friend not yesterday, but the other day. She had lipstick all on her teeth. I was like, should I tell her? Do you tell people when they got lipstick on their teeth? You know? So I was like, go like this.
You said that to her?
Yeah. Know, because she knew what I was talking about. Right. Anyway, I don't like that.
Right.
I do not like lipstick on my cup.
Right.
I do not like to kiss my husband, and he's like, ooh, because he's got lipstick all on him.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like it on my collar either.
I don't like how sometimes it gets in the crack of people's lips. I'm like, so maybe it's just cheap lipstick. Maybe really expensive lipstick doesn't do that.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Let me know. I have no idea.
What you're saying is what you're wearing is cheap lipstick?
I mean, I guess. I don't even know where I got it from.
Really? You didn't get that from somebody?
Probably, because, my friends want me to wear it.
Well, first of all,
you would look so cute. I don't even know what color to wear. I don't know about this.
So, do you like April's lipstick?
I don't know.
Should she wear it? And is it just that she's wearing the cheap kind, and that's the problem?
Probably. I mean, because people go all day with the same lipstick on, so that means it's not coming off. But I see people drink from the cup, and the lipstick's on there.
Right.
See, I'm doing it again.
You have to do that the whole episode, don't you?
Oh, man.
Wow, that's going to be bad. Well,
just eating chicken all the episode.
I think it looks good, though. It's a nice color on you. It looks good. It goes. It matches your skin or complements it.
But you don't
want
to kiss me, and you don't want it on your collar.
Right. Well, I do want to kiss you, but I just don't want that on me after I'm done kissing
Exactly.
you. Right.
That's my point.
I definitely want to kiss you, though.
Oh.
That wasn't supposed to be an oh.
Okay.
All right, so here's what I want to talk about today.
Okay, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Right, so
like
we've been away from
scary.
each other.
This is scary.
I went on a work trip. I was gone from Sunday through Tuesday, and April went with her school to this thing called Outdoor School for middle school kids.
Yeah, so I was rock climbing and zip lining and doing all kind of stuff.
And you were there from Monday to Wednesday. So we've been away from each other, and this is now Thursday that we are recording this. So this is our first full day together. And I saved this thing that happened while I was away on my work trip for this conversation because I wanted to just see what April thought about it. So there was something that happened while I was away that
oh boy. Oh no.
that I just want to get your perspective on.
Okay.
So something happened that I thought was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And when I asked the people around me who were there also, they didn't think it was that weird. So maybe you won't either. I don't know. Okay, so here's what happened.
Okay.
At this work trip, there were pastors and teachers there. And basically, they were trying to get us to sort of, interact with each other and stuff like that. And so we played this game. We had basically a game night on Monday night. And we played Family Feud. It was a lot of fun. They had the big projector with the Family Feud stuff, and everything was there like you're used to seeing. Somebody was playing Steve Harvey, this one guy, and he was hilarious. It was great. He actually did a really, really good job hosting. We had two teams. You had like the pastors from the north against the pastors from the south. Then you had these other teams, the teachers from the north against the teachers from the south. And then the music was there, everything just like you normally. And we were all amped. You know how people clap off beat and everything on the regular Family Feud show? We were doing that too. So it was a lot of fun. Anyway, there was this one question that came up that, you know how you have the questions and the person doesn't get all the answers and neither team gets it. So Steve Harvey goes through and reveals what all the answers were. Mm-hmm. So the question was, here was the question. The question. Now, this gathering obviously was for pastors and teachers. So all the questions were, like Christian type questions. So this was the question.
Okay.
How do you know if a woman is a godly wife? That was the question.
Okay.
Like, we surveyed 100 people and asked them, how would you be able to tell that a woman is a godly wife? Right?
Okay.
And the answers that they got correct were like patient and loving or something like that.
Okay.
And there were like 5 answers and 3 of them were still on the board. Number 6 was kind.
Okay.
I think they got like numbers 4 and 3. Mm-hmm. So number 2 was something like, I don't know, patient, loving, kind. One of the things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The number one answer was she respects her husband.
Okay.
And everyone, when I say everyone in the audience, like booed. Like they didn't boo, but they yes, like that. It was like,
wow.
It was like, that was the number one answer, like that.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, this is weird, because it wasn't like it said, how can you tell that a woman's a good wife, or how can you tell that a woman is like, I don't know. It said godly wife. So I would assume that the attributes that would have been up on the screen would have been things that you might find in the Bible.
Yeah.
So, respects her husband seems like it's in line with that. But people went nuts over it. Like it was like that was, So all night there were different answers that were the number one answer and number 2 answer that people reacted like that to. And I think they reacted like that rightfully. So anyway, I was just surprised. I was surprised that everybody booed that answer as if there was something wrong with that answer. To me, it feels like that should be the number one answer, that when you distinguish a wife that is godly from one that isn't, that she might be able to actually respect her husband. That seems positive. So my question to you is, do you agree with those do you understand why the people responded that way? Does it make sense to you?
It does make sense why people would respond that way. I'm actually shocked they responded that way.
You are shocked,
I am.
Okay.
I mean, now when I think about it, I'm not. Okay. I would not boo that.
Right.
But when I think about it, and I think about how women feel about men, I see why they booed.
So do you think they were booing because it meant that men don't deserve a wife's respect? A husband doesn't deserve a wife's respect? Is that
No,
what you
it's
think
just
they're doing?
like, the number one thing, you're godly because you respect your husband. I guess it's like, the whole idea of, I'm going to do what you tell me to do.
So you think
whatever you say.
You think they read respect as obey?
Well, not necessarily obey, but just like, I don't know, just like respecting her husband. I don't know how to explain it.
So okay, let me ask you a different question then.
Okay.
What do you think the people who responded that way thought the word respect meant? What do they think it means to respect your husband? Clearly, it's a negative thing.
I think that when somebody says a godly woman is one that respects her husband, is that loves him, that respects him, that, she's not going to dog him out. She's not going to, disrespect her man.
Right, but that doesn't sound like you would boo that. So clearly that's not what they had in mind. What do you think they thought?
I'm talking about the people who said yes to that. The 100.
Oh, the 100 people that right.
Didn't you just ask me
That's
that?
not what I asked you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The people that booed, the people in the room
What
who
did they
didn't like
define
that
respect
answer.
as?
What do you think they heard when it said that she respects her husband? What do you think? What was on their mind? Why would they respond that way? Why would they not like that being the number one answer?
Because it's like, I guess they would be okay if that was number 6.
Oh.
But that being number 1, it's like, really? So she's godly because she's, I don't know.
Just say what you're thinking.
Under the man. And
so respect your husband means the husband rules over her.
Yes.
Basically,
I think that's what or
they
just
get.
a woman who is, behind him or who, I think when they hear respect her man, they're thinking like, does what he says or he gets the last word. He says what goes. I think that's what was in their mind when they heard that. And I could see women who, it's like, okay, we as women, it's like we live in a world where it's always the men being better. You know what I'm saying?
You live in a man's world,
you live in a man's world.
Right.
They get the job. They're going to get the business jobs.
They're going to get paid more.
They're going to get paid more. They're going to be listened to because I get that around women. When a man comes around, they listen to him. But when a woman might say the same thing and get no respect.
Okay.
So I guess it's just irritating when it's always like, why does it have to be, us doing for the man or the man getting he's the higher or the better or the boss or the king or the, what I mean? In a negative sense, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, you're my king. I don't mind that.
Right.
And I'm your queen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
definitely true.
I think that this is just the world we live in. And people have experiences too with some really whack guys who don't treat women nicely. And you have people at work, men who don't treat women nicely or respect women. So it's like, just that idea of, man, here we go again. Here's something else. So I'm only godly. The number one thing that will make me godly is if I'm, a servant, or whatever.
So this is the thing. So
I don't feel that way, but I see
get that.
why the women booed.
So here's my fundamental issue with the whole thing is that how did the word respect get co-opted and now it means so much more? Maybe it's our fault as men. Maybe it's because we have twisted the Bible and other things that seem to support our position when it comes to stuff like this.
I believe that's
to mean
that's a
something
reason.
else, and so maybe that's why. But the word respect to me just means respect. I don't see why it should mean obey and you're under or anything.
I know,
like that.
but just this idea, you gonna respect me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but you're not acting respectable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it has to do with that too.
Right.
Like this attitude, like because I'm a man, you're gonna respect me.
Right.
Regardless of how I act. Because I'm a man,
Right.
I should be respected.
Right. But see,
the
question was whether or not the person was a godly
I
wife.
get it.
Which means this is her husband we're talking about.
I know, but that's not what the response was about.
Right.
It was just about, oh man, here we go again.
Right.
I think it had to do with that being number one. Like that overrides patience and they didn't like that, I guess.
But honestly,
you have to be patient to be,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do you think that it's easier for a godly woman to be patient or to respect her man?
Definitely respect a man.
Heck no. It's
You said
easier for her to
easier?
be patient, in my opinion.
Oh. I'm sorry.
To me,
I'm sorry.
is it easier for a godly woman to respect her man or to be patient? In my opinion, it's easier to be patient.
Yeah.
Respecting your
But
man
actually,
feels
that
like,
goes together, because I feel like if you don't
True.
respect your man, you're not really patient. I mean,
right. It probably goes
you have
together
to
in
be
some ways.
patient to do that.
True. So anyway, I guess what I want to know is, what was it a big deal? Was I tripping? Was it like
No, because you telling me that, I'm like, wow, are you serious? They actually kind of booed that?
Right. It wasn't a boo, but it was like a like what? I mean, like everybody was like, what? Looking at each other like, that was the number. Oh, come on, like that. Okay. But it wasn't just women; it was the men too.
Well, then maybe it wasn't about that. Maybe it was just about. I wasn't thinking that. No,
that was not it.
The fruits of the spirit.
No, that was not it. It was what I think we think it was. I think it was a visceral reaction to this idea that there was a group of attributes that sort of go along with a woman who is old-fashioned and not liberated and weak.
Right. It's true.
And to me, what bothers me the most about this is respecting your man is not weak.
Right.
At all. In my opinion, it takes way more strength to do that.
But I think too, when we hear a woman respecting a man, we're not hearing that the man is also respecting the woman or loving the woman.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's just the woman respecting the man, period.
It just happened to be the way the question was.
I know that, but I'm saying I think that's the only way that we can look at it sometimes.
Maybe.
Sometimes we can only look at it when it's like, women, you need to respect your man, and then that's it, period.
Right.
Like, not, and men, you need to love your women, because you got to do your women right. You got to protect them. You got to, love them or whatever. I think it's just kind of one-sided when it comes to that.
Maybe you're right.
I do. And I think it's just, it's just the world we live in, and it's the way that things have been looked at for many years when it comes to that kind of thing.
Well, how do we get it back? How do we make it so that,
let me tell you,
we bring the strength back to the things that actually make relationships work?
Men have to change that. And I'm not saying women aren't, but men have used their ability because they're stronger. Okay. I think they've used their strength for negative reasons
rather than using it for good.
Right. And I think it has given them a bad name.
Right.
And it only takes a few to ruin it.
Right.
Just like with some women, it's like these kind of women are angry. Mm-hmm. And they all aren't angry. Mm-hmm. But you have your few ones that may act like that, and it kind of ruins it for everybody else.
Right.
Well, you have, lots of men who have been very
misogynistic.
Exactly. Yeah. And have taken advantage of their role.
Right.
And it just messes it up for all the men.
Right. But, I definitely feel like most men fit into that category. And
what category?
Into the category of misogynist, or I shouldn't say most men, but I think that's our MO over the years, and part of the reason is that we didn't really have a need to be any different. And now women are stepping up and causing men to be real men and to be more loving and to be respectful and to be search for equality and to fight for rights of women, all those kinds of things. Those are things that we didn't have on our radar at all.
And you have some men that say things like, yo, what's up with all this? Like, why we gotta have it why can't we just leave it alone? Or what's up with all this Me Too and everything? It's like, there's some men who still respond in a way like, I don't want this to change. Right. It messes up my MO. Right.
Right. That's true.
So,
well,
it's like that.
I still feel like there's got to be a way for us to be able to help people to see that there are certain things in relationships that work, and they work for a reason. And these are not things to shy away from or to run away from, no matter what the world tells you. I actually believe that when a man loves his woman the way that, I should say, a husband loves his wife, let's put it that way. It works in regular relationships too. But when a husband loves his wife the way that Christ loved the church, like the Bible says, I actually believe that those relationships are more fulfilling and stronger than regular relationships. And I feel the exact same way when a wife respects her husband.
I agree.
And to me, that is a godly attribute that a regular person might not think is valuable. But I believe it is valuable, and I think it works. And I've seen it, and it's working right now. You know what I'm saying? We see it all the time. It's working. So anyway, that just really got to me, and I actually am surprised. I'm surprised that you're just as surprised as me at the reaction. I actually thought that you would have been like, yeah, I get why they're saying that, like right away. I didn't think you'd be surprised that they...
I was. Like, I mean, just the way you're telling me, I'm like, really? They booed it? They,
Right.
you know, like...
Right.
I didn't think they would do that.
Right.
Maybe like, oh, I didn't think that was number one.
Right.
But to kind of be like,
Yeah.
to kind of like,
Yeah.
what? Like it was even on the list.
Right.
It's a little surprising because when I thought you were going to ask me to answer.
Okay. What did you think it would have been?
And the answer I was going to give was, I was going to say a praying woman.
Okay.
I was going to say that first.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I was going to say treats her man right.
Okay.
You know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But specifically
it's kind
to use,
to people.
But
like,
if the number one answer was she treats her man right, you don't think anybody would have a problem with that. But she respects her husband. That sounds archaic, traditional.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
Yes.
I think that's what that was
Okay.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
The old school way of saying it, I guess.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't have got all worked up about it, but it just made me think like, man, how is any relationship supposed to really work if people think that the idea of respecting your husband is a bad idea?
Well, I think it's about the fact that, you know, a lot of men aren't being respectable.
Maybe.
I mean, it's true. And I'm not saying women are perfect.
Right.
We're not.
Well, I know you don't think that.
But what do you mean by that?
I'm just saying.
What? Ooh. Now it's time for word of the day.
Word of the day. What word are we going to choose for tonight?
Okay, the word of the day tonight is appreciate.
Appreciate. That's a good word. What does
Okay,
that mean?
appreciate means recognize the full worth of.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, I think that we need to appreciate our men.
Yep. I think we need to
Okay.
appreciate our women too.
We need to appreciate each other
Yes.
because we're worth something.
Right.
And I think that sometimes a wife or a woman might feel that men are not worth it,
Maybe.
you know, because of the way they've been treated by men.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to take that in consideration when people respond the way they do about
Right.
men
Right.
or about women or about, you know, anybody. I mean, it's about experiences.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel it's worth it, you're going to knock it down,
That's true.
you know?
But we should really appreciate each other. And
should.
If you're with your spouse and you made vows to them to be with them the rest of your life and to live your life for them and all of that
You need to
in
appreciate
sickness
them.
and health,
Definitely.
whatever, you got to figure out what they're worth, man, and appreciate it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Yeah. I think it's important. I mean, why be in a relationship with somebody the rest of your life and you don't appreciate what you have?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And why would you be with somebody that you don't think is worth your respect
Correct.
or your
Exactly.
love?
Yes. Yeah. Well, anyway. Well, until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Jess, John, and April.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified about our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.